Good Thursday evening. It is May 21st, and we are back for another YouTube live session. Today's professor, as you can see behind me, Evan Vasquez, just completed his freshman year at Rider University, a longtime member of our club. Today he's going to work on some hand fighting and some setups to some shots that he likes to do. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we got a good workout today. We're going to skip a circuit today. He's going to do a little bit more teaching and showing some things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him and Leo warm up for a good 5-10 minutes, and then I'll turn it over to Evan to go ahead and do his thing. So go ahead, guys. You got 5-10 minutes to get a good warm up in.
We gotta throw that one out. My dog already popped it. We're 2 for 2 today. Two dogs pop 2 balls. You ready for me to do this? Yeah, I'm gonna do stress.
Yeah, you're doing the bench, right?
Huh?
You're doing the bench with like 2 5s and 2 10s. Doors locked that go in. He goes, look. I said, what you wrestling, elementary kid? I said, this is about warm up.
I said,
You gotta put some 45s on that.
so far away. It feels different using a lot of camera looking at it. Okay.
So, just get a 2-3 minute sense of motion. as always, guys, we always talk about making sure that we can get a good warm-up in anytime before match, tournament, practice. We want to make sure that we can break a really good sweat, get your heart rate up, and start getting your mentality ready for the training session. So this right here is probably the most important part of any sport, honestly. Just making sure you're warm, stretched, avoid injuries, and you're mentally preparing to go. Anything you're doing in training, guys, is preparation for that match. How you walk into your building, what your mentality is, what your approach is to training, how you approach practice and what your intensity is. All those things, that's what practice is for. You practice to be able to repeat and do those things come match time. So you may warm up in a practice and think it's just warming up for practice, but it's not. You're learning and creating a routine that you can continue to follow, all the time, something that you're comfortable with. And again, very important to get good stretches in, work all your body parts, your joints, try to break a little bit of a sweat, and then you're ready to go. We got another couple seconds, and then I'll turn it over to Evan. 2, 1, time. Good. All right, and without further ado, Evan Vasquez, freshman, soon to be sophomore, Rider University.
All right, so hey guys, something I like doing before I start getting into like drilling that I do at school, it's just a little 2-and-2 action. So what I do is I take 2 shots, very minimum setup, just to get in, have the feeling that someone's in front of you. And Leo's gonna take 2 shots. We're just gonna, rotate back and forth. I'll shoot 2 single high crotch or double. He'll shoot 2, and we just go back and forth. So we're just gonna touch her harder a little bit, shoot, just get a little going, warm up the legs, warm up everything. So I shoot my 2, now Leo shoots his 2. I usually do this maybe 5 or 6 times with my partner, just loosen everything up. We're not going 100% here. We're going you never want to go to the motions, but it's almost like we're going to the motions here. We're just getting the body used to moving this way again before we get ready for our competition. We'll go 2 more times each. All right, so as soon as Leo and I are both warmed up, we're feeling loose. Body's used to moving around and stuff like that. So our first setup here, very basic setup. In college it's a lot of hand fighting, a lot of movement with your hands, touching your opponent. So I guess from that transition from high school, I just got used to more hand fighting, being on the guy, being on his head, his neck, and everything. So our first one here, we're gonna do is very simple. Whatever leg you lead with is the hand you're gonna pull down with. So since I'm a left leg lead, I'm gonna pull down with my left arm. Just like, and then come back up. So I'm gonna pull him down, and Leo's reaction is gonna want to come back up. So as soon as he comes back up, there's my shot. Now for those of you that are right foot lead, it's my right hand. So we're here, we're hand fighting. I'm gonna pull him down. Level change with this collar tie, and then as soon as Leo comes back up, there's my shot. You don't wanna stand up with your opponent. So I don't want to go here and then come all the way back here because look how far his legs are and he can also shoot on me. So what I try to do is as soon as I go here and as soon as I feel him coming back up, I'm just going to release his head and there's my shot. So Lear and I are going to rotate on this. We're going to try to do both sides, right and left. And we're going to also do this one in sets of 2. So I'll do right, left, and he'll do right, left. Pull. As soon as he comes back up, there's my shot. And there's a lot of shots he gave from here. I'm more of an inside type of shot guy, so I like my doubles in my high season here. So now, pull. As soon as it comes back up, there's my double. It's a very simple movement. We're just trying to get our opponent to move because for every reaction we have, he has to react to it also. So just gonna pull. As soon as he comes up, there's my shot. Make sure we're penetrating here. So pull, step, there's my shot. Something that Leo's doing really well here is when he pulls my head down, I'm coming up. See how his, step back a little bit, Leo. Step back again. See how he's pulling me down, I'm coming up. Okay. His shoulders are hitting my waist before his knee even touches the mat. I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna probably rotate this. Look at this. Watch this here. His shoulders making contact before his knee even touches, which you want because it gives you that extra pop into your opponent. We're gonna go 2 times more, and then go on to the next. Just make sure it doesn't have to be the hardest pull down ever. You're not trying to snap this guy down. You just want that little oomph to have him come back up. And when we're drilling like this, it's nothing fast, nothing like intense, but we want both guys to stay in their stance the whole time. The little thing that we're doing, I don't know if you guys are picking up on it, but
Good warm up. Nice.
when we're pulling down, so I pull down here, and when he comes back up, I'm releasing. So I'm doing a little short arm motion, and then I'm exploding through. I'm just loading my arms back up. That way, when I go to shoot, I can just go right through him. So here, they come back, and then drive right through him. All right, our next one here is more of a pinching his, you want to pinch his ear to his shoulder. So here. It's all the same shot, same movement and everything, but now we're just getting him to go in a different direction. So here, I'm pinching him to go this way. As soon as he wants to come back up, there's my shot. Leo and I are both going to do both sides and then change. So here, there's my shot. It's still the same thing. Righty leg up. You're doing your righty collar tie. Left leg up, left collar tie.
I messed that one up.
Let's switch it, switch. It's still all the same motion. So here, short arm it, make contact before your knees drop, then explode through your opponent. There's many shots you gave him here, but keep things simple just to get the motion down of your hand fighting. That's all we're doing here. The shot comes after, but you can't shoot on anybody if you don't clear their hands and their head and everything. So we're working on that first, and then we'll work on getting into multiple shots.
Congressman. Coming from emojis. Supernova.
Also in this drill, you want to make sure both guys stay in their stance the whole time. Want to make it as live as possible. Good. Next one, we're going right off the same motion, bringing his ear to his shoulder. But now we're gonna bring his right ear to his right shoulder with our right hand. So we're gonna go like this. Then once Leo starts to fight back, we're gonna switch our hands, bring our left collar tie around, and pinch his left tricep with our right hand, and bring him the other way. And then there's our shot. So it's the same thing, but now we're getting him to go both ways, get a little more movement in. So here, then we're flipping, and then we're shooting. Make sure you alternate your feet. That's also very important that you can't stand still when you're just grabbing your opponent or your partner, because there's an easy shot right there. When I'm switching my hands, I have nothing to defend. So make sure you're switching your feet. You're also moving around, and then there's your shot. It's all the same form as the last two. Make sure you're making contact before your knee hits. Explode through your guy's short arms and explode through. It might seem like a very easy drill, we're not going hard, we're not going 100%, but it's very important to use your hands in a match. It keeps this guy distracted during the match when you're trying to set up your shot, because if Leo and I are just both out here in space, he sees everything coming, but as soon as I start moving him around, there's my shot. He's distracted by my hands. And when you shoot your shot here, okay, keep going. See where Leo's grabbing my legs? He's not grabbing up on my butt. That's where someone's hips are strong. You're strong up here. Down here at your knees, there's not much to do. It's a weak part of your leg.
Legs hurt. Legs hurt.
So we got that down. So now more off the first exercise we did, off this snap. Let's say our opponent does fall to the mat over here. We're gonna do a little block and spin around. Oops. Spin behind. So we're here, we snap him, he falls, we're gonna block, spin behind, and we're always chasing legs. We're not chasing waist, because if we chase waist, he spins out. So if I'm here and I chase his thigh, there's nowhere for him to go. We're gonna do a little snap heavy, block, spin behind. And the reason why we block his arm that we're going is so he doesn't lift his arm up. So say Leo doesn't block my arm when he snaps, I can stop him from going around. His leg's right there. But if he does block, I can't bring my arm up to grab his leg. There's a lot of ways to get behind. So I'll just show you guys on this side. You can block here, which is a very common way, simple, get your body around. Another one is a short drag. So what you do is with your opposite hand is gonna come between his shoulder and his neck right here. And we're just gonna pull his tricep. That way he can't lift up his arm. So you snap him, and that hand that you snap with is the hand that's coming right here on his tricep, and we're spinning behind, still attacking legs, never the waist. Once you got that down, to get a little bit more advanced with it, when you snap him, this guy is strong here. His tripod position is strong. Look, he can't move anywhere. But in order to break him down a little bit more, when you grab this leg, turn your inside hip to his hip. So here, makes it a little heavier for him to hold himself up. It's all about wearing down your opponent in this sport. So any little detail that you can get to break them down a little bit more is very important. So here, turn your hip a little bit and drive into him. Turn around this way. So from this side here, still the same thing. We have that short drag here, but now I'm taking my right hip and placing it to his left. So grab his leg here. It just makes it a little heavier and wears him down a little bit. See how the slips out here. Do one more time. We're gonna go two more times each, and then get a quick minute water break. Grab a quick drink. We'll be right back.
Like 2 minutes the last time. It's just not enough time. It really isn't a lot of time. Once you get rolling, it's not. Um, we were just doing all setups, all like collar ties, and then let's do one more collar tie thing, and then just defending collar ties. Lights.
Alright, we're back. We're just gonna keep going off this collar tie position a little more, and then get into defending collar ties. One more that I like to do. I say it works 95% of the time when you have an eager opponent that you're wrestling. So when I go here, this guy's reaction is either to grab me or over collar tie. So what I like to do here is, you see how he leaves himself open right here? I don't know if you guys see it, but he's open right here because his arm's up here. There's nothing to block right here. So what I like to do is just shoot a high crotch right here. So going back. So I collar tie this guy. He's getting mad at me for collar tying him so hard. He comes over. All you're doing is lifting this elbow up just a tad, just to get here. So I'm going elbow up, level change, shoot my high C. Finish with your back up. You know, here. Here, he's getting mad at me. Level change, pop my elbow, and there's my high C. From the other side, going here, he's getting mad. Level change, pop that elbow, there's my high C. And a lot of these moves you don't have to finish. I just like working our collar ties, clearing stuff first, getting our hand fighting done, then we'll work on getting our shots finished. Because you can't do anything without clearing his hands, clearing his head and everything. So I go here, I collar tie, he gets mad. On that high C, you don't want to stay down below. So I come here, and what I like to do is I shoot my high C and I get my hips up really quick. Turn your hips to cut that corner. Because if I stay here, he sprawls on me, I'm stuck down here. I come here. If I clear his hips and he goes to sprawl, there's nothing there to sprawl on, I'm gone. So we're here. Turn the hips really quick, crowd his leg and his hip. Get really tight on his hip right here, because then he has nowhere to go. And from there, I can finish my double and everything, but we're about clearing his hands first. Okay. It's not the hardest pop ever, it's just a little pop, just to create a little space. Get to your opponent's leg. But in practice, exaggerate a little bit because in a match situation, he's going to be climbing down harder than he is in practice. So just exaggerate just a little bit in practice so you get used to it. Just a couple more times. Go one more time each. This best time to hit this is as soon as you see your opponent going up to touch to overcollar you, it's when you hit it. So Leo collars me, I'm like, oh crap, I want to overcollar. Then we shoot the shot. It gives the guy no time to react. So I go here, collar, shoot. As soon as I see his arm starting to go up over mine, I'm shooting. All right, that's just our basic offensive moves. There's so many setups from there with collar ties and clearing collars and all of that. You just have to explore with it and find what's comfortable for you. There's just so many options from there. But those are offensive ways. That's when we have the collar. Now we're gonna go off when Leo has the collar, when our opponent has it. One of the most taught ways is just our elbow pass. So people tend to forget here when he has his collar tied, you often grab it with your four fingers out. What we want to do is we want to grab our thumb out, and it gives us more control of this elbow. So he grabs it, I grab his elbow right here, and often everyone turns this way to pass him, but I leave myself open to an attack. So what you do more is a level change and a slight turn of your head and pass. So we're going here, level changing, and we want to be right here on this guy. We want to take advantage of this open spot on Leo. So he's here, I elbow pass. There we go, there's my shot. There's so many shots from here. You got your singles, your doubles, but we have now that whole part of his body open. So here, elbow pass, level change, and now you want to crowd him. So like what I tend to do at practice when I'm practicing these drags, these elbow passes, is I like to exaggerate crowding him a little bit. So I go here and I just crowd him. The other side, here, pass, crowd him. Where you're staying in your stance the whole time. We're not coming up. We're not going here, passing, and then standing up, because then we just lost that whole advantage. Here, elbow pass, crowd our opponent or our partner. Do this a couple times. Get used to the motion of crowding him. Go one more time each. Looks, yeah, it's sweaty. I think one more got the heat on. So from here, we have, like I mentioned before, we pass him. We're here. We have our doubles across the whole body. Here, you have your high singles. And now, sometimes, or most of the time, your opponent's gonna react. So as you're passing by his elbow, he's gonna wanna circle and follow. So just reference it. On this side, you have your sweep single. So I come here, I pass his elbow, he follows, sweep. He's almost setting a trap for himself. He's stepping right into it for me. So I pass his elbow, I follow, sweep. On this elbow pass, he gives up one or the other. Either he gives up his double or that high single, or he gives up the sweep single on the opposite side. And you just gotta play around with it with your partner. Just have him react however he wants, and you just gotta go with the flow. And if he doesn't move, then you attack that side. If he moves, then we attack the other side. So here, Leo didn't move. I attack that same side. So on this one, say he moves. There you go. I attack the other side. You just gotta play around with it. Give your partner different looks. Sometimes go follow him twice in a row, or don't follow him twice in a row. Just gotta switch it up. We'll go one more time each. Sides. You get the legs, you get the legs. That's just one way of clearing collars. Another way, it's very, what's that word I'm looking for? Very popular is Russian or 2-on-1, depends what you call it. But Leo collar tie, I'm going opposite hand of the collar tie. I'm grabbing maybe like his mid-forearm, upper lower wrist here, and this other hand is coming inside his tricep, up like inside his armpit almost. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our head and pass his elbow here. In this position, we should end up in pressure here, thumb in the armpit, control of his wrist. So your collar ties, I'm grabbing, turning my head slightly, and crowding his body again. When you're attacking on the offense, you want a close space. You don't want any gaps. Space is your enemy when you're shooting, when you're on offense and everything. So I'm here. I want to crowd him. I want to be tight. I don't want to be out here. It gives Leo a chance to get his arm out and everything. But as soon as I'm here, I'm crowding. Thumbs up here. I got control of his wrist. There's nowhere for him to go, and there's thousands of finishes from there. Other side. Here, your left hand's gonna grab his wrist, right hand up in his armpit, turn your head a little bit, and you're stepping in with that same side. So here, step in, control him here. Here, step in, crowd your opponent. You wanna close that space between your hips.
I think you should show it a little like this, like show them how tight you hold it.
What I like to do, or what I was taught, is putting my chest to his elbow in a way. So I'm here, and all the pressure right now is on Leo's elbow because I'm pushing it this way, which it shouldn't bend that way. So I'm going here. We're both in our stance, and I'm pushing in. So I'm pulling this back towards me and using my chest to push his elbow in, and then pulling his shoulder back. So I'm creating a weird angle in his arm that isn't comfortable for him. So here, and we're here. And there's so many things here. You drag them down, pick them. There's unlimited finishes, but you can't finish if you don't get it. Here, I'm pressure on his elbow. It's uncomfortable for him. I can make him go wherever I want him to go. It's so tight. You got to make your opponent uncomfortable sometimes in wrestling. It might not be so comfortable for you, but if he's more uncomfortable, you're at the advantage. All these moves are taking turns and switching both sides, so we do left and right. You never know when the situation comes up when you have to do both sides, so we do set to 2. He does one right, one left, and I do one right, one left. And this whole time we're still in our stance drilling. Anytime we're going to make contact with each other, we're in our stance. Just a couple more times each.
Also, a little tip. So when a guy goes to collar tie, I like to shrug my shoulders. So it makes it kind of harder for them to collar tie.
It's smaller space here.
Yeah.
Keep going, get.
Oh.
See how like Leo has very minimal space here now. When he shrugs his shoulders, look how much space he has. It gives all the room for my forearm to come in and hit him. But as soon as you close that gap, I'm working very minimum. All I'm doing is having my hand on his neck. Like there's not much there. And it makes it a lot easier to defend collar ties when you shrug just a little bit. You don't have to over-exaggerate and walk around like this the whole match, but if you know a guy's gonna collar tie you, just shrug just a little bit, just to, close off the space just a tad, and it makes it easier to control whatever part of your body you want in that arm.
I think someone asked a question. Oh my god, it's Augie. He's a fucking idiot. I don't know what he says.
Pizza, dummy thick.
So do 2 more times each, just left, right each. Here, crowd, other side, crowd. I say, so that's our collar ties. And say our opponent still wants to grab us some way, but he doesn't want to, collar tie completely. He just wants to control our arms or like our shoulders just a little bit. So Leo's trying to control me here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go rainbow. So you're taking this left hand or your hand that he has my shoulder on, taking it here, and we're taking the opposite hand and we're putting it up higher by his wrist. So one's on the forearm, one's on the wrist. And what we're going to do is we're going to go opposite leg. So your opposite leg's forward. So you hear he comes in, he pokes on my shoulder. And we're going to, exactly what it's called, that's what we're doing, a rainbow. So our rainbow goes up, comes back down. We're going to go up. And look at all that space we created just again. That's what we want in wrestling. We want open space. We just want a gap to shoot on this guy. So here, he's open. My opposite leg's forward. I'm ready just to penetrate through Leo. So we're going here, he post. There's my shot. And on this rainbow, see how I'm not coming here and I'm leaving it up here? I'm pulling them down with it. It just creates more of an open gap and makes your opponent more uncomfortable. Here, there's my shot. Other side, same motion. Same side, same hands up more by the elbow, other one's on the wrist. And we're going up and we're coming down. You want to make Leo grab like this pot of gold down here. So here, grab it. There's my shot.
Another thing is when Evan does it, he's in his stance the whole time and doesn't pull out like this. He's like, when he does it, he goes in to his shot.
All these movements and everything is always based off a level change. Anytime you're gonna attack your opponent, you want a level change. Makes you has more explosion to it, level change. But yeah, Leo was right on that. Don't be pulling out of that. Stay in, crowd your opponent. We're always crowding our opponent when we want to attack. Here, there. Same thing for these doubles. I know we're doing a lot of doubles, but we always want to make sure we're making contact here first before our knee touches. All same motion, contact, drop. See, just with that little movement, I'm pushing Leo back. I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is just hitting him first with my shoulder, then dropping to my knee.
I think he's asking a question.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm gonna go ask Omar. Hurts.
Leo's gonna go one more time. All right, we got that one. Another setup off that same post. We're gonna do is a drag. There's a lot of ways to hit this drag. I guess you could say not a lot, but I only know two. But there's two ways to hit this. But I like motion when you're wrestling. You want motions to be the least amount of effort to get the most amount of success. So when I'm here, a lot of you guys go windshield wiper or like wax on. So you go wax on inside the elbow and you bring it down to the other one. What I like doing that's just short and sweet, I chop at his forearm and bring it down to my other hand. And then it's that same drag that we did when he was in tripod position. We're here and we're crowding his hip. All we're doing is we're just adding a little extra chop to it. But it's all the same motion. So here, chop, turn my hip, attack his leg. Always attacking legs. Other side, you can do the wax on, wax off, but I like mine short and sweet. So chop at his forearm to my other hand, bring him towards you, chase his hip.
I'll show you this one.
So Leo's doing the wax on, wax off method. That's just what he feels more comfortable with, but it's totally a preference. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever you feel like. Do the wax on, wax off. See what Leo's doing here? He's doing slow motion. He's bringing this arm inside. So this is his chop hand kind of, and he's bringing it all the way around, right back to his other hand, and chasing my head, chasing my leg. So here, your windshield wipers, there you go. The finish is still the same. As soon as he grabs it with his opposite hand, he's going hip to hip, chasing thigh. Get a couple more times here. There's just these three that Carlos likes to deal with them. Just close. That's Losing go one more time. All right, so we got that. That's our drag. You got the chop. You got the wax on, wax off method. Last one off this post that we usually do. These three are usually like a combo that we always do together when we drill. But this one's just a small post. All we're doing is just hitting his elbow and shooting our shot. The Leo post. All I'm doing is just popping his elbow with that same arm, and I'm shooting my shot. Here it is. We're always level changing. So notice how when I pop that elbow, I'm level changing at the same time. So I'm already going in this motion. Hip your shoulder, drop through. Other side. You're always level changing with that motion. Drop through. Leo, I'm gonna pop, drive through. Yep.
The same spot.
No, I was looking at the time. So now, level change, drive through. Post. On this one, it's different from our elbow pass. And I don't remember how in the elbow pass we had our thumb outside and we were passing this way. This time our thumb's on the inside with our four fingers on the outside and we're popping up. So here. There's multiple shots you get from there. Leo's has been hitting his high C and his double. Just a preference. We're gonna go one more time. That's it for going through moves. And now to finish the workout off, we're gonna trade off twos again like we were doing in the beginning with our shots, just to keep the body moving, keep the blood flowing, you know. Just gonna do 5 sets, so 10 shots in total. Just gonna move. Usually on this part, we like to work what we learned in practice. So move them. Here's my 1. Pull them down, comes up. And just go through the moves you learned at practice. Do 10 in total. 5 sets of 2. And just alternate. There's no rush. Keep your partner at low, stay in your stance. Grab them a little bit. It's more of just a flow, you know, touch your partner, he touches you. And just work through everything. Don't forget our snacks. Short drag, egg leg. So that's pretty much it. And then just to end it completely, we do some partner stretching. So on this one, grab your partner's leg, hold it up a little bit, roll it out, give them a nice stretch. I personally think stretching is very important. Loosens up the muscles, especially after an intense workout. You want to recover for the next day, your next competition. It's great to stay loose, just massage your partner's leg out, do some swinging, do both sides. Massage them out a little bit. Keep them loose. Make some swings. Goes back to you. Now, stay loose. Now keep your partner loose, keep them massaged, loosen them out. Now keep them loose, roll them out.
Just explain more about
Yeah. So, like Omar said, it's my freshman year in college. I redshirted this year. So I got 4 years of eligibility still. I went to Roxbury High School. Not sure if you guys know where it's at, up in North Jersey, Morris County. I started wrestling here in 8th grade. So, it took its toll a little bit in high school. I started so late, but I worked my way through it. I qualified for states my senior year, lost in the blood rounds. Can't be upset about it. Worked hard, got my, ended with 107 career wins in high school. Very proud of that. Thank Carlos, Diab, Jamie, Omar, Roman. They got me through this way, helped me a lot. I don't know. It was a rough journey, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the next 4 years. Just got to keep pushing myself because everybody's good now in college. There's no more, you get one easy match in a tournament, just all studs. So just going to keep pushing through it, work hard. And that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it ends. Wait, no, there's still a minute left. No, we got to waste a minute. I just said this.
Thank you, guys.
Peace, dogs.